Well, hello there, everybody. Hi there. Scott Oshman here, one of the hosts here, always off brand. Try to take e-commerce, retail. I don't even know what they call it anymore. We break it down, simplify it. We just dumb it. We dumb it down. I am Jared. This is a quick Prime Day special here. This is a Prime Day, just absolute breaking news. Breaking Prime Day news. I'm joined along with my co-host, Summer Jubileer. Hello, Summer.
Hello, hello.
And last second breaking in, talk about breaking news. Haley texts, sorry, Haley, but we got to do it. Like literally a minute before we're recording, and it's a special time we're recording. I got to go run to take care of horses. I thought she's out of the horse business.
I thought she was too. I think this is just baloney. And for those who just are tuning in for the first time, welcome. And Haley is our third co-host.
She is.
Who dropped the ball today. And yes, Haley, I am calling you out.
Haley in the news. But last second, literally just texted her and she's like, yeah, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what your official, you like run everything for Advantage Health, the one, the only, I don't even remember, 4, 5, 6-time contributor, Ash McMullen on the phone.
Hello.
Well,
Thanks for having me.
Because
lovely
you guys,
to be here.
We're in this great text string that I'm honored to be on, actually, frankly, between Summer, Ash, and me. And the amount of digital like brain space and power that goes through in these Prime Day days with you two. Yeah. It's remarkable. It's fun. Tip the cap.
It's fun. Well, I'm glad you invited her because I know that we will have the same thoughts and ideas.
Okay, so
it's only halfway through. Oh my God.
As we record this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wednesday afternoon of the second day. I have a couple questions. I'll ask the first one, Summer. What do you do? I'm interested. People in our space are like all frazzled. Oh my God, it's Prime Day, Prime Week. Oh, the stress. And oh my God, it's nobody leaves their office. It's 24 hours a day. Well, other than text Ash, what couch your bag is buying. What do you do? What do you sit in your office and do?
Yeah. So I think what you're describing, which we have always said, be kind to your agency. Agency reps, they're the ones that are up 24 hours a day, checking to make sure everything's running smoothly. Bids haven't gotten out of control. Like this is their Super Bowl. So I get that. Like they're working constantly optimizing bids. I mean, if you think about it, especially with this 4-day run rate, like people are going to run out of budget or they're pulling out. And so you start to see one campaign increasing return on ad spend. You're like, let's invest more in there because one of our competitors is out of funds. Who knows? So that's one thing. And then a lot of it is on the 1P side, you're dealing with Amazon coming to you and being like, hey, we need some more money. Here's the contra cogs. Can you please sign? You go back and forth and you're chatting with
What's
them.
that? I know what that is, but I'm asking.
Yeah, it's the funding for your deals that you're running on Amazon. And then, what's been great this year that it hasn't been hard, but in years past, it's been dealing with ASINs that are down. I think we all remember also last year, the great crash of 2024 when our ads weren't running. And there hasn't been that. So tip the cap to Amazon on not effing up the ads. That's great. And then it's also suppressions. A lot of times you'll run into these issues of ASINs being suppressed due to profitability. And that has been an issue in the past as well. So it's a lot of troubleshooting. But so far this year, it's been pretty quiet. How about you, Ash?
Yeah, I feel like this year we went into this so knowing so much from years past that we and our team has increased, which helps tremendously. So I'm able to work more closely with finance to make sure that we remain profitable. And I can say, hey, like, this is really crushing it. I want to spend more here. And relying on our agency partners and our internal resources to be in the weeds. And so I can kind of have the overarching conversations that I really wasn't able to do in the past that I've been working to this point to be able to do. And the other interesting thing that we've been seeing a lot of, we have more because we've been planning this for months. that we actually have the opportunity to shop the aisle, not just on Amazon, but on social. Like this is the first year where we really integrated a social strategy into our Prime Day strategy from like the paid perspective and the organic perspective. So that's been a differentiator from years past for a couple of our brands. And that's all like been, all encompassed. So plus we've had like some other stuff with new product launches and just like overall awareness drivers that we've been working on like all year. So it's been interesting. I think at a macro level though, from just like, the thread that we have at the company of like, hey, take your screenshots. What are you seeing that's interesting? Not necessarily around our brands, but other brands, is that a lot of people that had stuff in their carts, the stuff that they wanted to buy didn't go on sale.
Oh,
So
interesting. It did for me as
yeah.
a consumer. I don't know if anyone else got hit with those social media ads from Amazon. It was like Prime Day, the 8th through the 11th. And I was like, oh, let's see what these are. And all but one in that ad went on sale. So I got some new towels. I got a new chair. I got quite a few new things.
Have you bought anything the second day, Summer?
Yes, because I remember that I'm going on vacation this weekend. I need sunblock. So I bought some sunblock, and then I have a costume party I have to go to at the end of the month, and it's 70s themed. Unfortunately, they're not on sale. But I was going to ask, and I don't know if you all bought anything. So Ashley, I know one thing that you bought, but outside of that, you got your shipment really quickly. All of mine, and where I'm at in Seattle, I normally get shipments like that. Like it's same day usually. A lot of these products are taking days to come. Like they're like, we'll arrive on Monday. I'm like, Monday? Yeah. I'm sorry, what is this? 2019? Like what is going on?
God. Oh my God.
So
the nerve.
So that's
I got to town on Saturday. I can't, like, too late, cancel.
So that's really interesting because I'm trying to fit that into a hypothesis of what I thought leading up to this, because Amazon ordered significantly less this year to stock up before Prime Day. Like the PO volume was just a portion of what it was last year, and our consumption has been up year over year. And I can't make sense of it. I'm like, they must just be burning out inventory. And what you're saying about the delivery times, yes, I've seen that too. And it's got to be that.
They did it so early. They weren't ready for this. They had capacity constraints. They had PO limitations. They had Cirrus. They had trouble going in. And I'm sure the reason's money. What?
You see Cirrus?
Cirrus. You got Cirrus. Cirrus is Yiddish. You got serious problems. You got problems.
Oh, okay. I love it when you speak Yiddish to me.
You got Cirrus. Anyway, this is why the 8th through the 11th is a bad idea. But I'm sure it's got some type of financial reasons. But anyway, so you're not getting your stuff. Okay, let me just see if I understand both of you guys. Summer's waiting for some shit to happen, something to drop, something to fall, something to right. You're just prepared for anything, and you're watching stuff and watching the monies. Ash is basically scrolling Instagram all day. That's pretty much what I got. Is that fair?
I'm refreshing the hourly consumption metrics too.
Yeah, I do.
Right. You guys are flying up a freaking storm.
My hourly year over year tracker for day 1 and 2 has grown, and I'm refraining from doing like individual ASINs and trying to keep it at a total level for now.
Did you budget your personal consumption for Prime Day?
No.
Yeah.
Look who you're talking to, Scott. Come on, the two of us are not budgeting this.
Well, again, I'm going to quote John Shea. Momentum Commerce, shout out them. They are getting aggregated across all news channels, all news outlets. What's that?
Tell me more. What are they talking about?
Oh, well, okay. First of all, he got a lot of Bloomberg. I saw it on MSNBC, a lot of people, a lot of different outlets. In the first hours, he got quoted in saying that Amazon was down 14% in the early hours, Prime Day one versus Prime Day one day last year. So he just came out with it 2 hours ago as we're recording this. This is really on it. That basically sales surged 477% above a typical daily volume. Yeah, no, okay, that's not the big news here.
Yeah.
Right? Sales yesterday, okay, being down 41% compared to Prime Day one. So at the end of the day, they're saying sales day one versus day one last year is down 41%. What do you guys think?
I haven't met the brands that are down that far year over year. I'm not saying they're not. Maybe it's Amazon Basics that's down. Who knows? But I'm not surprised. I mean, Scott, you and I've talked about this ad nauseum. This was not the best week for Prime Week.
No.
People are on vacation. They were on vacation last week.
Thank you.
And Target is advertising up a storm for Target Week.
Well, Walmart deal days, Nordstrom anniversary sale. I mean, my credit card is crying and asking me to stop.
I heard it all the way up here.
Yeah.
Andrew Jassy, I call him Andrew. I tried to tell him, I'm like, Andrew, come on, bro. This is a shitty week, dude. You're picking the wrong week. The other early, and this is still early, we got 2 more days to go here.
So early.
Is that the over 30 million products analyzed, the average rate of discount yesterday was 21% versus 24%.
Yeah.
Really wanted to talk about this.
Yeah.
I was just on the phone with someone else talking about this, and I'm like, as a consumer, going from $29.99 to $24.99, not getting me to pull the trigger. Like, I don't need it that bad. Like, it's just not exciting to me. And Scott, I go back to the same video I sent you on Instagram of that guy going like, I'm expecting a free Samsung TV and a cow when I wait in line for this. Like, where's the big deals? And I was mentioning, I don't remember to who, because I've just been talking to so many people. We did so much planning, so much invested that I was like, okay, what's Amazon going to do? Like, it's 4 days. Like, each day is going to be something unique. Like, they're going to do something cool. No, there's been nothing. Have you guys noticed that? Like, there's just, I keep seeing other brands advertising Prime Day, but I'm not seeing Amazon.
Yeah.
That's what it's felt like.
And the second thing I wanted to bring up, well, there's lots of things, so I shouldn't say second, is Scott made a prediction on LinkedIn.
Here we go. On the Linky.
On the Linky, he whipped out his magic 8-ball and said he predicted day 1 and day 2 were going to be the best.
And I'm wrong already.
So what's your prediction now? I mean,
I'm on a wrong train. I am in a rough patch as far as the fortune teller goes. My magic 8-ball needs to go in the shop. I was wrong. I've been wrong so much. I didn't think it would be this week. I've been wrong a lot. I thought the first 2 days would be big. Now I'm kind of leaning towards the first day was pretty big. Everybody had a big day. We had a big day. Today has been like a absolute buzzkill, to be honest. I think overall, just the traffic's down, the sales where we're going heavy at major discount, 30% discounts. It's just like, I mean, it's better than a normal day, but it's no panacea. So I think people put in the cart. There were no doorbusters, to your point, Summer. That was a big call out on the Linky and all the analytics and people who watch all this stuff. But also, I think people are just like, I don't think people even knew it was 2 days, 1 day. I think we're just they don't really care. They're just like, oh, is it on yet?
I thought it'd be something like, hey, on Thursday, you're going to like, I don't know, buy a body wash and get a free washcloth, or like just something like they're going to start giving shit away, or like the first 5,000 customers get something. Like nothing. Come on, Amazon.
There's so many other things. Like between having in the state, we've said all the thing, and I posted the Linky why I didn't like this week for it. But also they had like 3 minutes to prep to promote it. I mean, they flushed it out. You saw ads every day. Now they
got LeBron.
They got LeBron, which again is
who's seen it? I saw it because I looked for it, but like I haven't seen it organically. I haven't seen it on TV. I haven't heard it on any of the podcasts I listen to. I haven't seen it on Instagram ever.
Yeah, well, we're biased, right? Because I'm looking for it.
I'm looking for it, but I don't see it.
So they had a short time window there. I just felt like the inventory management and the capacity thing was saying. Then on top of that, friendly reminder, hello, people don't have any shit to sell. They because of the tariffs, they all brought it in early. And guess what? They're running out of shit. The shelves are running dry. That's why you're not seeing as steep at discounts. Which I think I did predict that actually. But anyway, I think it's
what do you think is going to happen by Friday? Do you think my prediction is we're going to see way less deal badging? I don't know if your Momentum Commerce is like scanning to see how many badges there are out there. It's like Prime Day deal. But between what they're doing to 1P brands, which with the Walmart price matching and the Contra Cogs, and then what you're talking about with inventory, what's going to be left come Friday?
That's a good question. I think the urgency,
Amazon Basics, I bet they planned that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to rear up again Friday because it's going to get that, oh my God, I got to get it before it's done. But on the 1P side, we're having that problem too, where it's just like, does the consumer, I mean, if they're price matching and all the other mishigas we got going, there's another Yiddish word, mishigas, craziness going, is like, as a consumer, like it's struck through all the time, right? The price, to your point, there's no deal badging on there. It's just the same. It looks everywhere. And then you have to make me do math, kind of like, 20%. I don't have keep I have a price tracker up my ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ash, what do you think is going to happen?
I think Friday. Well, my original prediction was that Friday and Tuesday were going to be the two biggest days. So days 1 and 4, basically mimicking 1 and 2 of
what I said.
Yes.
And Scott didn't.
But the tough part is
I'm admitting my idiocy. Okay. I'm a moron.
Well,
do you want a sound drop for that? Do you want something else, Summer?
I just wanted to call you out. No, wrong one.
What one? What do you want?
It was more of a burn than
quit interrupting her. Yeah. No, that's a juicy nugget sound. All right, Ash. I'm sorry he interrupted.
It's all good. It's been a while. I kind of miss it. It's good practice for e-tail. But the tough thing about a Friday is, like, at least for our brands, Friday evening is just not. Yeah, it's like the lowest purchase point of the week because people are out. They're enjoying life.
Friday and Saturday suck.
Yeah, and Sunday and Monday are like the bigger days. So it's like, I don't like. My initial prediction was that like the end of the day on Friday was going to mimic the typical day 2 of Wednesdays. And I still kind of believe that there's going to be like that resurgence of urgency, but it's going to happen sooner, like when people are still working, like in the versus morning. Like after.
We record this Wednesday night. Like I said, the second day. Are we over the peak? Is that it? Was yesterday the big, beautiful? Was it yesterday?
That was the largest day.
Yeah, it usually is.
I know last year wasn't because of the ads, but
yeah,
that's depressing me. This has been a great call. I'm now more bummed out than ever. By the way, Friday, are you kidding me? I just came off a 4-day bender from the shore. I don't have any money.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm not going to go, oh, I forgot to buy the shit in my cart.
Well, think about it too. It's always been like electronics and big ticket items in the past. And this year has a lot of potential to be the year of essentials and like things that you need and things that, you typically will buy, but you'll just buy like an extra one now because it's on sale.
100%.
And those are lower retail price or, your average selling price. So like, the sales probably are going to be lower, but the units will probably be higher.
What's interesting, so yesterday, Numerator came out with the top 5 best performing products for Prime Day. Did y'all see this?
I did not.
Liquid IV is number 1.
I was going to say Liquid IV
like
has got to be up
again,
there.
like $22 or something ish.
Hey, that's a streak though. They're on a heater every year. They're number 1.
Is Mighty Patch on there? Hero.
That's a good one though. No, this next one goes to what you're talking about, Ash. There's 2 that go to what you're talking about. Dawn Platinum Power Wash.
Hey now.
Not a product I've ever bought, but now I'm curious. Number 3 is the Premier Protein Shake. I don't know if it's because I'm a millennial going into perimenopause, but all I hear about is protein shakes anyways. So I was like, okay, this makes sense.
And weighted vests.
And weighted vests. I'm like, I don't want that. I carried children for how many years? I had a weighted vest. It did nothing for me.
You got them reduced.
Yeah, exactly. Number 4, Finish Jet Dry Dishwasher Rinse. That's the number 4.
This is where we are. This is where we are.
Well, and then number 5, I can't believe it's number 5, Amazon Fire Stick, TV stick. This is what they should be giving away. This is what they should be giving away. Like, spend $50 on Amazon, get a free Fire Stick.
Yeah.
They should. That's a good point.
Do you remember years past, Scott? You would always talk about how Prime Day and Cyber Weekend was for Amazon, but they're not even in there. They've only got one product in top 5.
You're right. That's another. God damn it. That's another good point by you. Go ahead.
So people are not eating out as much.
No.
They're they're eating more protein at home, and then they're washing all their blender pieces a lot.
Yes.
And they're getting rid of cable.
Yeah.
Do I have a blender story for you?
Say more.
The wife does the shake every morning, and the damn blender thing is in the sink every goddamn day. I gotta wash that thing. Drives me crazy.
I don't know if she puts protein powder in there, but that
she puts all the shit in there.
It smells so bad. I always rinse out my shake when I'm done. I'm like, I can't with the smell. I can't believe I eat that shit.
You can't let it like get sticky. Yeah, it's another thing you and Drew can talk about, Scotty.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, Scott, you said you had a list of questions. Anything else?
Well, okay. So I was curious about, like, people say all the thing, and that was a good call out as far as the agency versus the brand. Like, what are you actually doing? Everyone's like, oh, I can't leave my desk. I can't do anything. Yeah. It's Prime Day. Now I just sit at my desk. Thanks for asking. And I just hit refresh. I check the thing. I go refresh. I have full confidence. Yes, I check to make sure that I have full, very disciplined budgets about exactly what we're going to spend and why. It's different. Every situation is different, right? I had a cap, and there was no reason that was going to compel me to go above the cap.
Okay.
In certain circumstances, right? Everybody's got their own thing. So I just hit refresh and then figure out. And then the next morning I go, so how'd we do? I had a good sense of it by the end of the day, but I don't really, everything's kind of.
I've been burned in the past where if I didn't pay that close attention,
yeah,
something went nuts. And that's happened to me before. And maybe it's because we're old and we've been doing this for over a decade. that anxiety. I mean, guys,
nothing phases us anymore.
I woke up at 4:45 on Tuesday morning, not because I wanted to rush to work and check things. I had a nightmare that one of the ads that we're working through that I haven't approved yet went live. And that was my dream. And I woke up, and in my dream, our creative director yelled at me. And that was my dream. And I was like, well, I'm up. I guess I'll go look to see how we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Ash, have you been every day, every minute, oh my gosh, have we made another $1?
This year I've been spending more time thinking about how we're going to report performance.
Spin zone or actually accurate reporting?
No, accurate. Well, how accurate is it ever really? I mean, go
ahead.
More because it's 4 days this year. And it's the year on year
over year. Yeah.
It's 4 days versus 2. So it's okay. And I'm trying to devise, because I know on Monday that's going to be the first question. And
thank God I'm on vacation.
And it's nice. So it's what's going to be my soundbite. And so a lot of what I've been doing is crowdsourcing information. I did finally get a chance to surf LinkedIn when I stopped shopping around on everything else. Because the other thing that I think that a couple of people have said that is probably going on more and more is that there actually is other .coms to compare prices to.
Yeah,
so
I thought that's
it is Walmart,
thing.
it is Target.
Yeah.
And it's not just Amazon's not automatically getting the sale. So we're looking at kind of the day by day leading up, and then through the event, and then leading out. And then we'll pull in, what is that what did that do to the other channels that we're also in? And was there as much channel shift as we've seen in the past? Or did Walmart and Target kind of hold their own through this with the new strategy that they rolled out of like, oh, we're going to do the same thing the same week, essentially. So I've been more, having our stand-ups, being able to say, yay, things are going great. Keep up the great work, everybody. And thanks for all the hard work that you put into it leading up to this. Because now we actually get to almost enjoy the week without being like all hands on deck crisis management. And we're all kind of still waiting for that to happen. And it's like, we're ready.
Prepared. We're ready for the ball to drop.
Yeah. But it's given us an opportunity to think about, let's look at where we are now versus our projections versus Amazon's projections, and how are we going to frame this next week? Like, what are thoughts there? So everyone kind of has their own like different metrics that they're looking at.
So no matter when whoever's listening to this listens to this, Ash is behind, I hear, is one of the faithful 38. But is this indicator of what we should we how much time and thought should we give whatever happens through the 4 days to our Q4, to if you're back to school brand, if you're, you know what I mean? Is this informative to how the consumer is going to react, or is that making too much of it?
I think that's making too much of it. I do. I think,
yeah.
Honestly, if Prime Day isn't successful, I'm putting that on Amazon. Because their job is to get the traffic and bring it on. And everything we're reading is showing how traffic's down so much year over year. And so I blame them.
Nice.
Ash?
So how I frame our participation to finance is, this is the most efficient traffic that we will have access to all year. And that's a piece of it. And that is like, as a partner to Amazon, like we're participating in this. We are giving you this exceptional level of funding on top of what we also pay you regularly. And in return, like there's traffic that we can have access to that is elevated beyond the normal traffic. I am interested to see like the category data that comes out next week.
Well, it's going to be, we already know it's dishwashing.
Yeah.
It's basically anything to do with your dishwasher, winning, that's going to crush.
Yeah.
Cleaning supplies.
Yeah. Cleaning supplies.
But like other tent poles, like are different categories where like this is everything. Like back to school is very specific.
Yeah.
And different things like that. I'm going to compare this to like the first week of New Year, New You. Because that was I was surprised at performance during New Year, New You.
That also fell on a weird day of the week though, too. Mm-hmm. Like the first, and that I forget the exact, that was weird too.
What you said, so performances, you were surprised it was so good, or surprised it wasn't as good, or?
I was surprised it was as good as it was.
Okay.
Like we or I just under forecasted it to be conservative. I don't know.
There you go.
But you know,
I think it's going to be, no matter what, it's going to be the biggest ever. Everybody's saying that's not new. That's not a hot take. I mean, it's going to be the biggest ever. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock, because you've added freaking 2 more days to it. And it'll be plus, Momentum Commerce is saying, in a lot of other places saying, Adobe, whatever, it's a plus 9% over last year, which is about what they've been growing, 9 to 11% year over year, totally. They're going to move a zillion units. How many more Prime members are going to pick up? That's always a big story, because that's actually a lot. That's LTV. That's lifetime value.
How many more do they have to get?
I was just going to ask that. I was like, how many more are there?
See what I tagged you in on LinkedIn?
Yes. God, she's just always on my ass.
Because you don't believe in full funnel.
I believe in full funnel. Oh, I'm sorry. New Balance. Okay, yeah. Full funnel for them.
You need to think bigger for your brands.
You got any other brand examples that are like $8 trillion and have massive in 100,000 doors?
I'm gonna slap you. Listen. All right. So what was the question?
I don't know. So are you guys pull out? This is supposed to be a short one, so let's get out of here on this. Not a lot of editing gonna happen here. Are you alluded this on the text chain. So Summer, are you pulling back spend off Amazon or various places? Are you because of traffic, are you constantly every day adjusting your spends and
Every day I'm
whatever?
adjusting my spend. And I am focused, like on search, I am focused on return on ad spend. Where I wasn't so much the first day, but days 2 and 3, I'm more focused on that.
What happened to new to brand? Isn't it all about new to brand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
How's
not
that going?
on search. You can't. The only thing you can see new to brand on is SB or SBV,
That's true.
and a majority of your spend goes to SP.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm aware. And then for off Amazon traffic, we are pulling back a slight bit. Just because we wanted to come in hot and then pull back if we needed to. So we're pulling back a bit. It's nothing dramatic. But yeah, we're pulling back a little bit.
When did you start ramping spend on off everywhere? When did you start building up to the Prime week?
Solid 2 weeks before.
Ash,
Like it started. So for June, it was like the lowest week was the first week of June, and then it slowly went up. And then on like social, it started 2 weeks ago.
Ash, what about you? Are you constantly every day day trading as far as just, you're selling, you're buying, you're pulling up, pulling down, all that? Okay.
So
sounds great.
I try to let like everyone bring their strategies to life and not micromanage anyone, where like we talk about kind of like how it's been working, where we're at, if we're pacing hot, where to push more. And I'm kind of like, we can pull it back next week, but just be like mindful of like efficiencies where it's like, can we play with bids? Do we really need to be bidding that high? Or now that we have like high conversion, can we pull down our bids and still work within the same budget, but not have to spend as much? And that's where like in the weeds of shopping the aisle to make sure that we're, still winning like top of search and our SB and SVB placements and like on mobile and desktop and all of these things. So I try to empower like our agencies and my amazing internal resources now, because I have a team of 3. It's so exciting. I'm also including myself in the 3, but still.
Okay, so Ash, you're kind of not really knee-jerk going up. You're empowering the people that you have you've set the rules, right? And you're like, okay, within these rules, and if this happens, then we can push a little harder here. But I'm seeing
and we can pull forward some dollars, if it's like we really need this, then
mine was the return on ad spend goal. We started off this morning and return was quite low. And I said, all right, just pull back on campaigns that are not reaching this number and see if we can improve it. And I just checked while we were chatting, and it's gone up by 0.2.
So did you guys also, which is typical, but I always think it's fascinating, is you check the cost per clicks or the CPMs, depending on what you're doing. And it's so funny because on the first day, they just go, they go way up. And then they kind of come back down. It's just, I love that shit. And they're like, I don't know, like sometimes they could be 2x what they are on a normal day. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And that's
I hope my competitors run out of funds.
I know you do, but that's when the 4-day changes it for me as far as how I think about the budget spend and how the deployment goes, because I'm looking at the big picture here and going, let's not fuss with, like, let's just stay steady. Let's keep it going, because this is a longer haul. Let's just see what happens, because if a competitor runs out or my conversion's higher and I leapfrog more, whatever happens, let's just ride this baby out and then make the right adjustments. Then it is what it is. I mean, kind of with the attribution and all the other stuff. I mean, a 1P, God, I'm hitting the 2-hour, the 4-hour. I mean, it's obnoxious. Yeah. And I don't even believe half the numbers.
I am curious what y'all think next week will be.
Shitty.
But there will still be a lot shipped next week, so it won't appear that way.
Yeah,
especially on Friday. So if Friday's a big day, like next week will kind of look fine. Ordered revenue, if you measure that, will be crappy, but shipped will be fine.
I was
And then it will just
curious.
continue on its merry way for the rest.
Last question I have. I'm curious to the both of you. I assume your entire product catalog was not on deal.
Correct.
And if you look at your top 10 and top 20, what am I?
Hello.
hello.
If you'll shop.
So if you look at your top 10 or top 20, what percent are non-deal ASINs?
Oh, all of our top ones are deal ASINs.
I only got
Except
really
for
one.
like one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say most. Yeah, like 90%, 80%, maybe. I guess.
See, I'm 30%. 30% of my top 20 are not on deal, and I think that is fantastic to see. And I haven't looked to see like what are they up week over week. I haven't dug deep into there. But I really love looking at the bigger picture, especially like when you have variations and one variation's on deal, but the other one isn't, you always see a lift on that other one.
Mm-hmm.
So that I should have started this entire episode like this. Did you? I'll start with you, Summer. Summer, did you go after? You just said on those SKUs that you did a deal. Did you aggressive? It's like the super 30 off, whatever. The most aggressive discount that you've done so far.
My aggressive discount is pathetic, so I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, I'm just saying, but you went.
I'm with
you.
you.
Did it? You went hard.
You're not alone.
No, I did not go hard. I went what I was allowed,
Okay.
the max. And we also like you're looking at the macro view too of like how this affects the pricing across all retailers. So no, I did not go super aggressive. I am not surprised if people aren't excited about our discounts because I'm not.
Were you able to go crazy on some things or no?
We didn't go crazy on discounts. We had a couple that like were still lingering from spring big deals that were price matched that never went back up.
The worst.
So there was like there was some drama around that. But it's I would love to get to a point where like I don't have all my top sellers in a tentpole. Because there are ones that like we have out there that are really for tentpole events, but when we don't run our top ones, it's like it's hard to cycle over. It's kind of like putting the genie back in the bottle a little bit. So,
or the toothpaste back in the paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. We did make one optimization of like. We had rules in place to increase our bids based on like what we had seen in years past that we actually turned off today because we were like, oh, I don't think we need those. But again, not my action. It was brought to me and it was like, yeah, I think we should turn these off. And I was like, great, do that. That's a fantastic.
Yeah. Love it.
Insight, so.
All right, Scotty-O, when's this coming out?
I'm gonna post either tonight or tomorrow morning. Do
Great.
it tonight. I'm gonna post it tonight. I probably will post it tonight, actually.
It's the
anyway,
Prime Day halftime.
Yeah, thanks for again. I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of bummed out. I feel like a little.
I'm bummed out.
I feel kind of bummed out. Like this just isn't. I was so excited yesterday, but I was also expecting that. But I was expecting more from today. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like little Johnny, little Susie, they could have tried harder. They could have gave us more today.
I agree.
There's no sense of urgency. The deals aren't going away. I mean,
it's interesting because I think about Nordstrom anniversary sales going on, which I love. And that runs for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I know I used to manage their accounts. So I do remember like the ebbs and flows of it. But man, they like promote it, they advertise it, like things are always coming in and out of stock. Like there is even though it was like 3 weeks, there was a sense of urgency because you didn't want things to run out of stock.
Yeah.
And it would have been cool if Amazon did something where they're like, limit to X amount of people or something to drive urgency.
Do they have?
Now they're just like, you have to wait 3 days.
Yeah, free Amazon gift card on date, like something.
Oh,
but no,
yeah, that would have been a good one.
Is there a service
it should be
you guys?
for them.
You should. You guys have all the fancy services. Is there something I would like to see an analysis, a scrape of the carts? Like, is there more shit in people's carts right now and just haven't fired, or what's the leftover carts? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Do they have that or no?
Where you can see what's you're not gonna be able to see competitors' products in the carts. No.
Just overall cart volume?
Yeah.
Up or down? Okay.
There's more deliberation time too.
That's true. There's more consideration, deliberation time.
Yeah.
But that means the ads have to go longer. That's why I'm like, just keep it steady, keep it going. Let's not go up or down because I got to catch you the when, right? I got to catch you when.
How much are you doing like competitive ads?
I'm doing a lot.
Okay.
Doing quite a bit because again, the brands I'm talking about don't have a lot of brand value as far as they're not distributed heavily. Nobody knows the brand, that kind of shit.
That's fun though.
It is fun. All right. Thank you guys for jumping on. Thanks for listening. We love you, Ash. Thanks for last second because why, Summer?
Because people matter and you are listening to Always
Brand.
There you go. She knows.
Please like, please subscribe, please share. We'll see you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Wait, did you say see you later?
I did say see you later. That's why you go see you bye-bye.
See you later.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.